What's going on, Fantasy World? It is the Fantasy Flex for Week 10. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get up into the standings for this week. Big smile on my face. Michael Vick did it big. And I'm not even going to get into smack talk. This is the Fantasy Flex. This is the Wrap Up Show. Let's get up into these standings. Pretty much due to the smack talk that we had last week, I had some things changed around. Pretty much going down the stretch run, you're going to have nothing but division matchups unless you've already faced the person in your division twice already. However, by shaking it up, we do got some more clear-cut pictures of where it's going. Divisions are getting more competitive, so it's moving. And let's get up into it. The North Division right now is being headed right now solely by the Chicago Bears, so big ups to Dwan Hodges on that one. He's holding it down with a 3-6-1 record. Came out with a tie, but that tie is better than the loss, so he gives him a half a point lead over the Packers, who are 6-4. He's a half game back. A full game back behind them would be the Ravens, who are 5-4, and standing at 5-5, the Bengals are a game and a half back. The Ravens, I'm sorry, I forgot their tie too. They're 5-4-1. Moving down to the South side, the South Division, we got a clear-cut winner there. That was a tie for the past couple of weeks. These two owners will face each other again, but right now the South is being headed by the Atlanta Falcons. Mr. Tony Brown holding that down, so congratulations to you as well. 8-2, holding that down. He is the league leader right now. He is running the league with the Tennessee Titans as well, who just took a loss last week. The Tennessee Titans are 7-3. He's one game back behind the Falcons now. And now we got the Jaguars and the Dolphins holding up the rear in the South. The Jaguars are 4-6, 4 games back in the division. And you got the Miami Dolphins 2-8, 6 games back in the division. And we'll move on out to the East side now. On the East side, you got the Jets and the Giants. Both New York teams tied for the top of the division with 5-5 records, standing at 500. That's where we're at right now. The next team behind is a game and a half back. The Orlando Patriots or the Key West Pop-Tarts. Check out the Smack Talk if you check out the live interview that's posted right on top of this if you ain't getting the joke right now. But he's got 3-6-1 record. Pulled out a tie a couple weeks back with the Dallas Cowboys, who were 2-7-1. So a game and a half back and 2.5 games back for those two teams. Let's see. We'll move on over now to last week's matchups. I'm sorry, I'm over here checking out the standings and all that stuff, trying to get all these facts ready. Just kind of spur of the moment right now as far as the show, just getting it down. I just finished conducting the live interview, so I'm pretty hyped about that. But last week's matchups, you got the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars going at it once again. The Miami Dolphins for the Battle of Florida taking this one 147-106. There's only 2 wins coming off of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I know that was a disappointing loss for the Jaguars as well after they had a big win throughout the week. That's why projections suck, man. However, we move on up to our next matchup. Big ups to Mr. Navarez, the Dallas Cowboys pulling out a win. The Cowboys in real life winning. The Cowboys in fantasy winning. What more can you ask? You know what I'm saying? If you're a Cowboy fan right now. He took that win over the Green Bay Packers. The score on that one, 134-109. Let me rewind back to our first matchup. The leading scorer for the Miami Dolphins was Matt Castle with 32 points. Leading scorer for the Jaguars, David Garrard, with his 30 points in last week's matchup and his spectacular Hail Mary. Now we'll go back down to matchup number 2, where the Cowboys take it, and his leading scorer was Fred Jackson with 33 points throughout last week's matchup, or yesterday's matchup, or Sunday's, you know what I'm saying. And the leading scorer for the Packers, Brandon Lloyd, with his 21 points throughout Sunday's match. Third matchup will be between the two division leading, who were both tied last week, so this was to see who was the cream of the crop for the division as of now. Went between the Falcons and the Titans. Closest matchup of the week. This matchup was decided by only 3 points. So definitely highlight matchup. Like I said, it was a heavyweight matchup last week going into in the Fantasy Flex. Rewind and check it out. However, the Falcons edged this one out 126-123. Enough respect for both owners there. They will be, you know what I'm saying, going down the stretch run. They will face each other one more time. Leading scorer for the Titans, Kyle Orton, 28 points. Leading scorer for the Falcons, who else but Roddy White, 25. Moving on up to our next matchup, that was between the Bengals and the Giants. Mr. Woodruff helping me out here by taking down the Giants and bringing it down to my level. Matchup on that score, 149 to 112. The leading score for the Bengals, Keyshawn Moreno with 26 points. Leading score for the Giants, Ben Roethlisberger with his 26. And our next matchup here goes between the Baltimore Ravens. This was another North matchup, trying to, see what goes on in those standings and trying to shake it up and make a clearer winner. That went between the Bears and the Ravens. That match wound up in a tie, 118. Both teams tied up together, so that was a deadlock. Both teams' offensive scores were both deadlocked at 23. Leading scorer for the Bears, Devin Hester with 23 points. Leading scorer for the Ravens, Matt Schwab with 23. And we'll get up into this week's previews. This week you got the 2-7-1 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 5-5 Jets. So the Jets trying to see if they can get on top of the division. Oh snaps! But did I forget a matchup? I think I did. Let me not get into smack talk like I said. But this week's matchup, the matchup that I was looking for, because this was the matchup that pretty much made me shake up the whole league, was between myself, the Jets, and the Orlando Patriots. Smashed them, 152. I came through coming from behind on Monday nights. That's why Monday nights are the shit, but sometimes they can bite you in the ass. Leading scorer for myself was Michael Vick, 53 points, so he did it big. I was sitting behind by like 15 last night. Tom Brady, leading scorer for the Orlando Patriots, aka the Pop-Tarts. Matchup score 152 to 122, so I wound up coming out in the end, beating them by 30. And let's get back into the previews. Previews for our second matchup would be between the Packers and the Bengals. This is another North matchup. The Packers have a 6-4 record. 5-5 stand the Bengals. The Bengals been sucking in fantasy. They got, they're a better team than they are in real life. And we move on up to our third matchup. It goes between the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Another South Division matchup here. 8-2 stands the Falcons, so they are not a hard, they're not an easy team to come by. 4-6 are the Jaguars, looking to bounce back from a loss to the in-division rival Miami, so don't want to get 2 losses in a row in the division. Next matchup, you got our fourth matchup of the week. The Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins. 5-5 stand the Giants, tied for the lead in the East. 2-8 stand the Dolphins on the bottom of the South. And we move on up to matchup number 5. That's going to go between the Ravens, who are 5-4-1, and the Bears. Shit. I don't know if they played each other, if they played each other twice, but if they do, hey, this is redemption here for the tie last week, I would say. Anyway, however, in our last matchup, this should be another Smack Talk. Check out the Smack Talk session on the top once again. Between these two teams, the Tennessee Titans, Mr. Smalls, and the Orlando Patriots, Mr. Castor. He's got a new name, new nickname in the league. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as changing it because I got LM powers. I'm not a dick like that. But, yo, this is the Fantasy Flex. That's what this is all about. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. Keep it tight. Keep moving. Make your moves. Keep it shaking. I don't know what else to say. But, yo, you want more Fantasy Flex? Go to the YouTube channel, Flex2481. If you missed a show, if you missed a Smack Talk, I'll try and post them up on the league as far as the league message boards. But, yo, they're all there on YouTube. Holla at me. Flex, I'm out.